Just real fast, we get to welcome everyone watching by replay this recorded lesson with Jack Stocken. This is lesson 1. It's for people who have never learned how to play bridge before, or perhaps folks who are coming back to it after a number of years. Maybe you want a refresher, but it's starting from square one. So if you've maybe heard of bridge, but you have no idea where to start, this is where you start. You're learning from one of the best teachers in the world, one of the most loved, respected teachers in the UK, and now all over the world, Jack Stocken. We'll call him up shortly. Real fast, my name is Bashir. I made the website Learn Bridge Online. I'm a bridge learner like all of you. And when I learned how to play bridge, I had to do it online. But there wasn't a single place at the time where I could just go to have someone guide me through the process. I really had to search everywhere and, figure out a lot of it on my own. And as I wanted to keep getting better and better, where I live, I didn't have easy access to some of the best teachers in the world. That was the inspiration for making the website, learnbridgeonline.com. I run it personally, working with these wonderful teachers, including Jack Stocken. It's a small business. If you reply to any of the emails that we send you, you'll reach me personally. So if you're watching online, there should be a link underneath. You can register for that, and you'll get a worksheet which relates to today's lesson, which you can print out to review. And you'll also, Jack will talk about this, but there will be some recommendations for ways that you can practice playing bridge right after watching today's lesson. So you'll be getting to the fun stuff right away. I think we're ready to go. Thank you for your patience. Let me make that part bigger. We're going to call Jack on up to the stage. So please join me in a warm virtual welcome for Jack. He is coming on up. Here we go.
Morning.
Look at that. We have some folks who figured out how to send virtual clap emojis floating up the screen. Well done.
Yes, guys. They're doing well on their tech. But all's good here. Yes, I'm ready. Really excited about teaching this first lesson of the beginners for bridge.
Yes. Well, it's something I know because you've said it to me. I share the joy and the pride in having this to look forward to bring more people to this wonderful game. And there's no one better in the world to learn from than you. So, Jack, thank you for doing these 2 free intro lessons. We'll get more folks to this fantastic game. And have a lot of fun while we're doing it.
Yeah, I think I'm good to go, actually. It's 9 minutes past 11. We've got people from Ireland. We've got Jeff from Wellington, I think, in New Zealand. Everyone up and down the country. So, yeah, I'm good to go.
Fantastic. I even see Jack's mom in the audience joining in. So, Jack's mom, a very special welcome. We're always glad to have you with us.
Yes, my mum's there. She teaches bridge now as well. So she's a very important helping hand to answer any questions that I can't always answer in the chat box.
Very good. Well, Jack, I'll turn it over to you. If any tech trouble arises and you need any help, just sing out my name. I'll hop right back in. Otherwise, for everyone else, if you have any trouble, again, just reply to any of the emails that you've received from learnbridgeonline.com. I'll help out privately. We won't distract from the learning going on here.
Brilliant. I'll see you on the other side, Bashir. Thank you, Bashir. Always nice to have an introduction from Bashir. Right, let's get going. And a warm welcome if you're watching in replay as well. I know many of you do who can't make the 11 o'clock time on Wednesday mornings, UK. So it's how to play bridge, lesson 1. First 2 lessons are free, just to give you an inkling, an idea of the game of bridge. It's a wonderful game, bridge, played by millions of people around the world. You can play when you're 8 years old, as long as you can hold the cards. Well, you don't even have to hold them. You can get plastic card holders, actually. Or 88. It's very social and a lot of fun. Mainly because it's played by 4 people. So you get good sociability and you play in partnership. So 100% partnership, sat across the table. North and south play against east and west. And one person deals out all the cards. So here's a pack of cards. Yeah, you may not have even seen a pack of cards before. You may not have played cards when you were younger or growing up. So this is a pack of cards. There are 52 of them. And you deal them out one at a time. Face down. Duh, duh, duh. Okay, that's if you're playing face-to-face. If you're playing online bridge, which many people do now, the cards are dealt for you. And here, four of my celebrity bridge playing friends. You've got George Clooney, he's North, playing with Anne Widdecombe. That's an unlikely partnership. I'm not sure it'll happen in real life. And then West, you've got Brad Pitt, of course, playing with Julia Roberts. I wonder if they play bridge. I'm not sure they do, but they're helping me out today in my diagram. It'd be lovely if we had four such lovely people who played bridge. Yeah, there are 52 cards in a pack. Yeah, there they are. There's the pack cards. There's 52 of them. First question of the morning. How many cards does each player get when they're dealt out? Remember, there's 4 players. All the pack are going to get dealt out face down. So let's put your, bridge, has an image. Some people say, oh, you need to be really clever to play bridge, really good at maths. You don't, you really don't. I mean, you should look at my maths exam results to prove that. They weren't very good at all. But, yeah, it's 52 divided by 4 is 13. That's the thing about bridge. You can play it on so many different levels. You can be 4 complete beginners, just having some fun, playing basic bridge, having a glass of wine, a coffee. Or you can have 4 experts playing in an international competition, playing in silence, looking at every card. And everything in between. So 13 cards each. Aces are always high. There's an ace for you, not like poker. And then king, queen, jack, 10. And there are 4 suits in a pack of cards. You've got your hearts. You've got your spades. You've got your diamonds. Oh, that way. And clubs. We do assume no knowledge of bridge or card games at all when we start teaching you from scratch in this first introductory lesson. We're going to start really by playing whist mostly this morning, which is the kind of precursor to bridge. It was very popular in the 80s. Used to play at whist drives at village halls and things like that. And it's a simplified version of bridge, but definitely not as fun. And it's really faded in popularity now. And there are 3 things to remind you of the 80s. You've got George Michael in his heyday, Margaret Thatcher. And I don't recognise that third object. It looks a bit like a brick, doesn't it? Maybe a paperweight. Yeah, so there we go. Just remind you of the 80s. And I do try and bring my slides to life with captions every now and again. Okay, so whist and bridge. We're going to look at the second half of the game today. But the opening lead is made by the player to the left of the dealer. Okay, so that's just something to think about. And generally, at this early stage in your bridge career, you would lead the lowest card from your longest suit. Don't lead out an ace. No, it's not a good idea to start with. Maybe tempting, and that will always win. Aces always win, but it's better to keep an ace back to capture an opponent's king or queen. Keep it back till a bit later on. So that is a good piece of advice for your early doors. Right. So once all 4 players have played a card, it's gathered up and it's known as a trick. So typically, if someone leads the 2 of spades, second player plays the 6, let's say. Third player plays the king of spades. And the 4th player plays the 10. That's known as a trick. There's 4 cards there. That is a trick. Then we gather them together like that and put them on the table. Of course, online, it's all done for you. It's much easier. But you can play bridge. Let's just be clear. You can play the game of bridge online and have a lovely fun time. Or you can play it face-to-face with your friends in real life, either at their house or at a bridge club or wherever. On top of a mountain if you want. There are 4 cards to a trick, so there's 13 tricks available. 4 times 13 is 52. So if your side wins 7 tricks, then you're going to win the game at this early stage because the opposition can only make 6. So that's going to be our mission, if you choose to accept it today when we play out some hands, to try and make at least 7 tricks. That's a new word for you there. And by the way, this lesson does come with a 2 pages of bridge notes for you, which are very, well, I've been told they're very clear for you to read through and download. Let's put the theory into practice. Okay, so we're going to go and visit. I've shared the screen with BBO, Bridge Base Online. Should we have a little look? There we go. So this is an American website called bridgebase.com, known as BBO. It's massive. I mean, typically you might have 30,000 players playing bridge, you know, at the same time, sometimes against each other, in competitions, in friendlies. It's really, yeah, the premier site for playing bridge. A lot of English, UK people use it as well. Okay, so I'm going to bypass the first part of the game of bridge. That's going to come next week. It's known as the bidding or the auction, and we have a device called a bidding box, which we're going to look at next week to tell us about what we're trying to achieve in bridge. But for the moment, we're going to keep things fairly simple and just look at the play of the cards, which is whist, effectively. It's the second half of the game of bridge. So don't worry about the bidding. I'm just going to do that for you. And the person who's going to play this hand is South. They were the dealer, look. Who makes the opening lead? So over to the left, you can see 1 and a D. That's D for dealer, set out as South. So there's an S here for South. North is up here. West is over here. There you go, West and East here. So here's a question for you. Who makes the opening lead? Which player? North, West, North, East, or South? And as you can see by now, my lessons are always very interactive. Always asking questions of the students. Yeah, good morning. Hello, NJ, Claire, Jeff, Paula, Anna, Mandy. Welcome to the show. Yes, it's West. It's the person to the left of the dealer. So South is the dealer, West makes the opening lead. And what opening lead should they make out of those 13 cards? We're talking about the hand with the Ace of Spades and the King of Hearts, by the way. What should their opening lead be? So at the moment, let's just be clear about that. All 13 cards from all 4 players will be hidden. Okay? Yeah. When I teach bridge online to beginners or intermediates or improvers, I lay out all the cards so everyone can see them. It's just much easier to teach that way. But in reality, everyone, all these cards will be hidden and you wouldn't show the opponents or partner. And East, West. Yeah, so we're going to just lead the lowest card from the longest suit. So I'm going to do the clicking today. So I'm responsible for clicking on all 4 hands. In reality, say if I was playing with 3 robots, I would just be clicking the South hand and they would be playing. And if I was playing with 4 real people, they'd all be playing their own cards. And these hands would all be hidden. Yeah. Okay, but now the 2 of spades has been led. North puts down their cards. Okay, so this would happen in a real game of whist or bridge. And they would lay them out in columns. So online, they just lay them out in a line. And notice how we're going black, red, black, red. If you were doing it at home, face-to-face bridge as it's known as, the suits would go into columns, a bit like this. And laid down face up on the table. And again, going black, red, black, red. Or red, black, so the suits stand out. So if you're playing in a real game of bridge face-to-face, yeah, they would lay them out in columns. Right, now, so if this was a real game online, I would see the North cards, and I would see my own cards as South. Yeah. But I wouldn't see the East-West cards. They would remain hidden. Okay, they're the opposition. Right, now, we play in a clockwise rotation. It won't let me play from any other hand online. It won't let me play from East. I'm trying to. It won't let me play from South. I have to choose a card from the North hand. It's their turn to play, and that's donated by the gold bar. Look, Very basic rules. Second player play low. Third player generally plays high. Let's try and win the trick. But I'm going to win this one with the king of spades. Yeah. Good. So we have just made a trick. There's 4 cards. And a trick is donated here to the left. If you look at the 1, it's face up like that. So you can remember that. Face up in victory, lay down in defeat. It's a way of remembering it. So the opposition have got 0, like that. We have made 1 trick. Our target here is to try and make 7 tricks or more. Because then we'll win the game. There's only 13 tricks available. Right, now here's a question for you. It's my turn to play, or should I say our turn, because we're playing as a team. Which one do we play? Do we play a spade, a heart, a club, or a diamond, do you think? Which one's best? Have a wild guess if you don't know. It's always fun to put an answer in the chat box. But which suit should we play? Which card specifically should we play from the south hand? I know some of you will have played bridge before. You're bound to have done, at school or more likely university, or maybe in the armed forces they play. They play anywhere. Maybe at a coffee morning, I don't know. So most of you, I imagine, will be brand new to the game of bridge. This is what we assume. We assume no knowledge. Well, it might be tempting to play out the ace of diamonds, but it's better to keep those aces back. So actually, look at the suits between us, between south and north. We're really strong in clubs, aren't we? We've got the king, the jack, the 10, and the 5 of clubs. And our partner, North, whose cards we're playing for as well, by the way, they've got the queen and the 6 and the 3 and the 2. So actually, very well done if you suggested that we go for clubs. Second player plays low. Third player plays high. And fourth player wins the trick with the ace. There you see, they've now got a trick. If you look to the left underneath the 1NT by south. We're playing without trumps, by the way, for those who played before. The word trump will come in a bit later on. Right, it's East's turn to play. What do they play back there? A spade, a heart, a club, or a diamond, do you think? Any ideas? I know some of you have played a bit before. Morning, Mandy. Morning, Jeff. Ronald. Rosie Sword. Rachel. Good morning. Claire's playing a spade. Ken's playing a spade. I think, Ken, we had someone in my class earlier who said they'd persuaded you to join. Was it Ellie? I'm just guessing. Debs. Well, actually, a good thing in bridge is to return partner suits. So remember earlier, they led the 2 of spades. I remember that because I played a lot of bridge over the years, but they should return their partner's suit. Third player play high. And again, East-West, the opposition win the trick. Right, what do you think West plays back now, having just won the ace of spades? Morning, Francis. Ali B, not to be confused with Ali G. What does West play back? It's their turn to play. It won't let me play from the other hand. Just whilst you're thinking about that, the golden rule, there is only one golden rule at this early stage. You must follow suit. If someone plays a spade, you must play a spade. Online, it won't let you do anything else. Oh, hi, Shauna. Shauna's popped to say hi. She already plays bridge, but is in charge of our 3 very popular WhatsApp groups that meet regularly online to play with fellow students, Learn Bridge Online. More of that at a later date for you. But we have 3 very good WhatsApp groups for playing bridge online. Well, actually, even though they know it's going to lose, they should return a spade. Known as lose to win. Because it does lose to the queen of spades, look. And we can throw something that we don't want now. Let's say the 4 of diamonds. But if West was ever to get back in, everyone, the 8 of spades and the 5 would be winners, what we call length winners in bridge or whist. It's what Jeremy Clarkson can understand. He tried to learn bridge a few years ago. A friend of mine was teaching him in London. I'm quite glad I wasn't, actually. But he didn't understand lose to win. He likened it to when John Prescott in the 80s said you get there on a motorway by, you get there quicker if you drive slower. He couldn't get his head around it. Anyway, where are we? We are in the dummy. What card should we play, do you think? Having won the Queen of Spades. Our tally's up to 2. We're doing okay. Which card should we play from North? Sorry, did I say dummy there? It's coming later. Which card does North play? Heart, club, or diamond? And there will be a lot of unanswered questions at this very early stage. There always are. And generally, there's not a huge amount of point asking me because I'll tell you, I won't answer them just yet. We do consolidate our knowledge over the coming weeks and months. And I'm really excited to be, I only teach beginners once a year, beginning of October. Great game to learn in the winter months. Right. Well, I think before we forget, we should enjoy these club winners. Because with the ace of clubs out of the picture, we've got some nice club winners there. And then the jack of clubs is a winner. And the 10 of clubs. So look at all these lovely tricks we're making. Must follow suit if you can. The tally is up to 5. Those clubs were very lucrative. We lost 1 to gain 3. That in bridge or whist. And really, this is just, really it's only when you start playing bridge yourself that you'll be able to get, a feel for the cards, whether they be virtual or real cards. And actually, we do get you start playing mini bridge at the end of this lesson. I'll show you how. So you can have a go this afternoon or tomorrow, whenever. Now, what next for us as South? We need 2 more tricks to win this game. What do you think we should do? Which card should we play? The lead is from South. It won't let me be anywhere else. And I think you'd already have noticed that if you win the trick from North, you have to play from North. Yeah, that'd be important in a face-to-face game. But what do you think we do next? I'm waiting for your guidance. We're in the South hand. 2 more tricks are needed. Well, I think, yes, 5 of hearts to the ace. That's definitely going to give us a trick. And I think we can see the finish line. We need 1 more trick. Let's play a diamond. Second player play low. Third player play high to the ace. We have finished. We have achieved our mission of 7 tricks. We will play them out. It's polite to our robot opponents. Let's play. We're going to lose the next few. But that's fine. West plays their 8 of spades. Yeah, that's a long suits are very important in bridge. Yeah, I mean, the most powerful hand you could ever have in bridge would be 13 spades, but you would never have that. The odds are about 1 to a million, billion that you'd get it. Yeah, you would never get 13 spades. But here we go, length winners. That's a winner. And the king of hearts. So the opposition got 6, but we squeezed home with 7. Don't worry about the score minus 90. That comes in a few weeks' time. Good. Well, we've just played our first hand of whist. And we've just played our first hand of the second half of bridge. The trickier bit, the bidding, comes next week. Right, let's go back to the classroom for a minute. Or see what's going on in the classroom. Yeah, as I've said to you just now, whist, bridge, second player generally plays low. Not always. There are exceptions, but it's a good habit to get into. And the third player mostly plays a high card. Try and win the trick. Golden rule. Must follow suit if you can. really the most important rule at the beginning. If you run out of a suit, then you can throw a low card from another suit. You must follow suit. And that's mostly important playing face-to-face, because online it won't let you not follow suit. Trumps. That's a new word for you. It's not a plural of US president. Let's not go there. But it's a technical term in bridge and also whist. And of course, those who played a bit before will know about trumps already. But for example, if hearts are trumps, yeah, a suit is designated as a trump suit. It could be hearts, spades, diamonds, or clubs. Now, that's actually denoted, that's actually worked out by the bidding, which is next week. But today I'm going to just tell you what trumps are. But say if hearts are trumps, then they are the master suit. So the more hearts your side have, the better. Okay? And what it means is, if you and your partner run out of trumps and you play, let's say, the two of hearts, that trick will become yours. So really, the two of hearts could bring down the ace of spades. If you run out of spades and play the two of hearts, that trick will become yours. Yeah, so trumps are really useful. However, if another opponent has run out of, let's say, spades, if you play the two of hearts and they over trump with, say, the 8, that trick becomes theirs. Yeah. So trumps are really important. About half the time in bridge we play with trumps, probably about half the time without. That first time we didn't have any trumps. Let's play our second hand on BBA. Just share the screen with you. Just uploaded. These are set hands I prepared earlier. Let me just do the bidding for you. Yes, I'm going to fast forward that because that comes next week. So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do that. And I'm going to do that. Yeah. So we're playing with hearts as trumps. It says 2 hearts there. Don't worry what that means at the moment. That's all coming next week. That's the tricky bit of bridge. That's why bridge generally takes between 3 and 6 months to learn. Yeah. And that's to be kind of competent. It takes a lifetime and beyond for all of us to master bridge. There's always new things that you're learning. But that's the great fun about bridge, you know, having a weekly lesson, playing online, etc. Right, so we're playing with hearts as trumps. So hearts are the master suit. Can you just tell me what the opening lead would be? Remember, South was the dealer. What card is the opening lead? It must come from West. Yeah, I mean, we will get you, Jackson, and we'll get the students playing mini bridge today. You know, after this class, I'll show you how to do it at the end of the lesson. I'll show you how to go on mini bridge and play for free on bridgebase.com. So West is the opening leader. It's always person to the left. And online, I will always have South playing the hand. Yeah, it's just the way the cards work online for me. And West will always be on lead. So yeah, lowest card from longest suit. It does change that a bit, you know, but it's a good general guideline at the moment. I wouldn't recommend playing out the ace of spades. The ace of spades would always win the trick, but it's better to keep it back to beat a king or a queen. Because if you lay out the ace of spades here, then I'll just make my king of spades and my queen. Okay. Second player plays low. Third player, which one do they play, do you think? Ace, queen, or 4? Well, the guideline is second player play low, third player play high. Let's go as high as we can. There we go. And they would return a club. It's East's turn to play. Look, donated by the gold bar. Yes, let's just make it very clear. Thank you, Jack's mum, for the tip. So in a real game of bridge, online or face-to-face, East and West cards and South would all be hidden still. Okay, I think what's important is that in any game of bridge, online or face-to-face, North's cards will be face up on the table, okay, in columns. A little bit like that. Oops. Yeah, they would be face up on there for everyone to see. Okay, so in a real game of bridge, North's cards always are face up. The other three hands would always be hidden. So if I was playing this hand online, I could see my own cards as South, and I could see North. I wouldn't see East-West opposition cards. Let's make that really clear. And I will keep pointing that out. Okay, so they return their partner's suit. Third player play high. And let's say they play back another club for want of anything better to do. Okay, time for us to play. Remember, we're playing together as South. Which card do we play as South now, do you think? Queen of Clubs is winning the trick. Well, we've run out of clubs. We don't have to trump it now, but remember, hearts are trumps here. It says 2 hearts South over there. That denotes the trump suit. But it would be a very good idea to play the 4 of hearts. That trick becomes ours. You'll work out next week, yeah, how... I mean, today I'm just choosing trumps randomly. Next week it's done via the bidding or the auction, which is what we'll look at the next free lesson at 11 o'clock next Wednesday. They are doing well, Shauna, yes, this group. Now, I have to tell you, normally about 60% of the time, it's right to draw trumps first. Okay, let's take out the opponent's trumps. So this is something over the coming weeks and months you'll be able to do, counting the opposition's trumps. So we started with 9 between us. How many have the opposition got? Here's a little question for you. So we started with 9 hearts. How many have the opposition got between them? So you only really need to be able to count to 13 to play bridge. I mean, clearly, if you want to be the county's best player or play bridge for England, you know, you need to be reasonably good at maths and logic and cards and all that, and have good memory. But you play a very good game of bridge just by having lessons, practice, etc. Now, there are 4, yes, so they've got 4. I'm hoping that they divide 2 and 2. Let's see. So start with the ace. All following. That's good news. And let's play the king. I'm playing high cards because I don't want to lose to their jack of hearts, by the way. That's always a relief when trumps are drawn. Do you know why we draw trumps first? Here's another question for you. Why is it a good strategy on the whole to take out the opponent's trumps, do you think? As North or South? Why are we drawing trumps? Any ideas? Have a wild guess? Certainly to win tricks, Francis, yeah? We've just won 2 tricks. Yes, I think... No, normally, Ronald, you have about 8 or 9 trumps between you. That's about average. Yeah, between the 2 hands. Normally 8 or 9. Yes. Oh, hello, Eleanor. Nice to see you virtually. Yeah, so basically it means you can play out other winners like aces and kings, knowing that the opposition aren't going to trump you. Yeah, that's the reason why. So let's now play a diamond, shall we? We should start with a small one. Yeah, it means you can play out your winners, knowing they're not going to trump you. So ace of diamonds wins the trick. Let's say they return a spade. Second player play low. Third player play high. Let's say they come back another spade. But things are looking quite good for us now, as North and South. We win with the king. And because the ace king of diamonds have gone, we play out our diamond winners. And really, it's only through practice that you know whether they're winners or not. Clearly, I've been playing bridge a long time. You know, it's easy for me to know that the ace and king have gone. But it's only really when you play the cards out yourself that you begin to get experience and practice, as I'm sure you appreciate. At the moment, you're just watching me. Queen of diamonds is a winner. Jack of diamonds is a winner. Queen of spades is a winner. And then trumps are winners too. So we will play out the cards to the end. I don't like to claim, especially when teaching. There we go. We've finished the hand. All 13 tricks have gone. And this lesson is available in replay, by the way. If I'm going a bit fast for you, watch in replay. It's one of the brilliant things of online teaching, online bridge teaching. You can watch in replay and you can pause whenever you want. Like those watching in replay at the moment, they can press the pause button, go and make a cup of tea and have a think about things. But yes, look at the tally. We've made 9 tricks here. Definitely won that hand. The opposition only made 4. So you see a little bit of the strategy there at this early stage, drawing out the trumps. As I say, in time, over the coming weeks and months, you'll be able to count out the opponent's trumps. That's a skill that you'll need to do. It just comes, as I say, with practice. Right, let's go back to the classroom. We're getting on nicely. That's our second hand on BBO. But as I say, the backup facilities are very good with these lessons. You've got 2 pages of notes to download and read, hopefully. And you'll also, I'll tell you how to start playing bridge as well. Okay, let's move on to something else. So you'll have seen in the hands I've just played that the picture cards, known as honor cards, are very useful. Aces, kings, queens, and jacks, they win tricks. So the next time you pick up your hand or see a hand of bridge, what you're going to do is count your points. Okay? So points are important because they come on to, that's all to do with the bidding or the auction, which is next week. But in bridge, you count 4 for an ace, 3 for a king, 2 for a queen, and I'll let you guess how many for a jack. How many points do you think is a jack worth in bridge? Have a wild guess if you're not sure. Also, I was just going to say, if you've got any friends who, after this lesson, if they suddenly if you think they might learn want to play bridge, do share the email with them. They can watch this first lesson in replay and then catch us live next Wednesday at 11 o'clock in the morning, UK time. Well, it would be a disappointment if it wasn't worth 1 point, wouldn't it? Yeah, we don't want to disappoint you. 4, 3, 2, 1. How many points are there for mathematicians amongst you in a pack of cards? So in that total pack of 52, what would be the maximum amount of points available? Ooh, Jeff is fast his finger. I think he'd be good on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So there's 10 points available in each suit, aren't there? 4, 3, 2, 1, 10 points in each of the 4 suits. 4 times 10. There you go. Ace, king, queen, jack. 10s aren't worth anything. Quite useful 10s, but they're not worth anything. There are 4. You don't particularly need to know how many points are in a pack, but it's quite useful. 40, of course. So an average hand would be 10 points. The most points you'll ever have in bridge, probably 28, or I think I've had 29 once. I mean, that's a real mega hand. But you will, reasonably often have 20 points or more. That's a really good hand in bridge. 10 would be average. Let's just practice counting our points. How many points in that hand there? Because this will be the first thing you do when you look at your cards, either online or face-to-face. Yes, in the future, if if you subscribe to the beginner's course, then all lessons available in replay if you can't make the time live. Probably about half the people who subscribe with me watch in replay. It tends to conflict with Pilates on a Monday or Wednesday morning. I like Pilates, actually. I'm not doing it at the moment. I did it for a couple of years. I'll go back to it. There are 14. Ace of clubs and the queen of clubs is 6. Ace of hearts up to 10. King of diamonds 13. And the jack of spades 14 points. Yes, Mike and Irene always count their points. So I do as well. See, you can make a mistake. Let's have another exercise. So in the game of bridge, you wouldn't ever do this, but it's quite a useful exercise. And if I'm ever teaching face-to-face, which is rare now, I would get the students put out the cards like this. Just have a little exercise. Because if you were choosing trumps, which suit would you like here? Spades, hearts, or clubs? Clearly not diamonds. If you were choosing between, this is you and your partner, which suit would you like as trumps? Oh, morning, Paul. I think, Paul, we would like a suit here as trumps. Normally, if you've got 8 trumps or more, I would like to be playing in a trump contract. Yeah. Choose between those 3 suits. I'm going to give you a clue. This is a little card I got from the kids' Monopoly, Junior Monopoly. So I'm going to give you a get out of jail free card. Okay? Ooh, yeah. We do use this with the other classes too, because Bridge Prison it's actually overcrowded right now. Well, I've just got a bit blurred. Hang on. Now, I'm going to give you a clue. The clue is you basically want as many trumps as possible. Think quantity, not quality. Okay? Quantity. It's normally the other way around, isn't it? In life. Quality, not quantity. But in bridge, in terms of trumps, it's quantity. The most number of trumps you've got as opposed to the quality of those trumps, the aces and kings. So maybe you want to change your mind, given that little piece of information. So, should we have a look at the answer? If you're watching in replay, I wonder which suit you chose to begin with. Was it spades or hearts, or even clubs? But the right answer is spades, because you've got 8 of them. You've only got 6 in hearts, and you only got 7 in clubs. So remember that the 2 of spades, where is it? Yeah, if that's a trump, the 2 of spades could take down the ace of hearts or the ace of clubs. So trumps, number of trumps is key. Well done if you got spades first time round. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. The hearts are amazing, but you've only got 6 of them. You know, combined number of trumps, good. Here's a new word for you. We've had 1 or 2 new words so far. We've had the word tricks or trick. We've had the other new word was trumps in bridge. But we're moving. We've said goodbye to whist now. Bye. We're definitely into bridge now. Dummy. Well, for those who've played before, once you've had the opening lead, yeah, so all the hands are hidden to begin with, yeah, and then we have the opening lead, which is made blind. So after the 2 of diamonds has led, North, next player, puts down their cards in columns, as I said earlier. And they become known, there's some columns. If you're playing face-to-face, columns in a row if you're playing online. They become known as the dummy. Well, for obvious reasons, because they play no further part of the game. They can go make a cup of tea. They can go and get the Amazon delivery. Other delivery companies are available. So South has a very responsible job, as I've been doing myself. They play the cards from dummy and their own hands. That's a new word for you, the dummy. We always have a dummy in bridge in the second half of the game. And they're not allowed to say anything either. They can say "good luck, partner" or something at the beginning, but they mustn't tell declarer they mustn't tell South what to do. No, that would be bossy and wouldn't be helpful. And there's another new word for you. Do learn a fair bit in this first lesson, and if your head is aching a bit by the end of it, that's quite normal. We do consolidate over the coming weeks, and we do learn at a nice gentle pace, even if you think this might be a bit quick for you. But you've always got the replay, of course, up your sleeve. Now, declarer is the person who plays both hands. And online, teaching with me, it'll always be South to make life easy for you. So they're called declarer. They have a responsible job because they play dummies cards as well. Okay? And the opening lead is always to the left of declarer. Then the cards go down. So basically, if this was a real hand of bridge, the only cards you would see would be dummies as North. All the other three players would have their cards like that. Okay? So basically, you can see two hands in a game of bridge. Your own hand and the dummy. It doesn't matter who's dealer, Claire, no. Barry says, does dummy always have to put the kettle on? It's optional, Barry. They might want to go walk the dog. Right. Let's move on. If you remember three things. But we're not quite finished yet. Let's have another hand on BBO. Or pour the wine, Shauna. Yes, that's a better one. Wine does go with bridge as well. If you're playing chatty bridge, glass of wine, dinner, bridge. It's a good combination. Now, let's go back and we're going to have one more bonus hand here. One I prepared earlier. And I'm just going to do the bidding for you. As I say, that's next week's lesson, so I'm going to fiddle around with that. Don't worry about why I'm doing it. That becomes clearer next week. I'm going to be quite ambitious here. Let's go up here. Okay, so we're playing in spades. That's all you really need to know. I'm going to try and make, that's our job. We're going to try and make 10 tricks or more here. That's our target. Opening lead, I'm not going to ask you again just now, but it's the lowest card from longest suit. There are better leads available at a later date. You know, the opening lead is a whole chapter in itself when it comes to bridge. But for the moment, that's the default. And what is North now known as, everyone? Let's have a quick check back. What is North now called? So North's cards now the opening lead is made blind, and now North puts their cards down. East, West, of course, are still hidden. Yeah. Yes, Paul, no, we'll do that next week. Yeah, I'm just saying let's try and make 10 tricks. I don't want to complicate. So what is North known as? Oh, dummy, there we go. Yes, you're telling me dummy. And what is South known as? What's their name? So we've got North is dummy. They're having a timeout. What is North known as? NJ is having a go. They are called declarer. Yeah. So that's me. Actually us, because we're doing it together. So my job is to play the cards from South and North. We have to play from North first in a clockwise rotation. Third player play high, and I win the trick with the ace of hearts. Good, that's one trick. Few more to go. It's our turn to play as South, declarer. Which card do you think we play as South now? We could play any, couldn't we? There's 12 to choose from. We could play a spade, king of spades, could play a heart, could play 7 of clubs. I'll give you a clue. Dummy has got what we call a void in hearts. Do you think that could be useful for us? So dummy, North, has no hearts left. Therein lies the clue. Do you think we could make use of dummy's trumps? Well, the answer is yes. And which one do we play from dummy? We've run out of hearts, of course. Spades are trumps. Yeah, normally north and south or east and west choose which the trumps are via the bidding. Today I've just done it for you to make life easier. Very much this is an introduction to bridge. Second lesson is all about the bidding. That's the harder bit. You might have found this hard as well, but it comes easier when you start playing out the cards yourselves. Yes, let's make, I think just a low one will do. I think just the 5 of spades. So that trick becomes ours. Yes, I mean, clearly, that's why we let you practice on BBO at the end to try and get a feel for the online cards. Let's play the 2 of clubs. Second player play low to the king. And we're in the right hand. What do you think we do next? We must play from south. It's always denoted by the gold bar. This is rather fun. Well, I think so. Maybe not you. Let's play another heart. And trump with the 8 of spades. Now, East has also run out of hearts, but clearly they can't trump higher than us. So there's no point in them trumping. They throw a diamond. And let's play a diamond to the ace to get back to our declarer's hand. And play another heart. So this is an exception from the rule. I'm just doing this really to slightly more difficult, but I'm doing this to showcase how important trumps are in bridge. Don't worry if you don't fully understand the technique. In the last hand we actually drew the trumps out, didn't we? But this is an exception to show you how useful trumps can be. Good. So now we can play the 10 of spades to draw some trumps of the opposition. Let's say they play a club. Win with the ace. Trump high just in case. Draw the last trumps. Let's say they divide evenly, which they do. Our trick tally is already up to 9, by the way. I think we're gonna do okay. Now we play a diamond to the king. Queen of diamonds is a winner. We've got an overlap of winners actually. We can't do anything else. And the queen of spades, of course, is a winner too, winning trump. We've actually made 12 tricks there out of 13 by using the trumps in dummy. Slightly more advanced technique that, but I just put it in there to show you how useful trumps are. And we had 9 trumps between us, didn't we? Really nice trumps too. Good, so that's that. Let's just go back to the classroom, the virtual classroom. This is something we do at the end of every bridge lesson, intermediates, improvers, beginners. We have to remember just 3 things. You also get this on the worksheet as well, which you download, but 4 for an ace, 3 for a king, 2 for a queen, and 1 for a jack when you count your points up at the beginning of the hand. That'll be useful for next week when we do the bidding. Secondly, the opening lead is from the player to the left of declarer to get the game going. Face up on the table. All the cards go face up to begin with. And finally, a technique when you're playing out the cards. Second player normally plays low. Third player plays high. Right, well, we're not quite finished yet because it's important to practice playing bridge. Yeah, you can watch me all day playing and telling you stuff. You really need to have the cards either in your own hand if you're playing face-to-face, or more likely at this early stage, playing online. And Bashir will email you with a link to play mini bridge on bridgebase.com, BBA. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so getting started on mini bridge. Well, let me just get you started. Hang on. So I'm going to go. Let me just get it for you. So we share the screen. I'm going to go back, leaving the table. We're going to go back to here and look for mini bridge. Look, start teaching table. Bashir will email you the link. We can discuss this, Bashir, but I'm not sure if they have to create a username and a password first. Maybe they can just play straight mini bridge without doing that. I don't know. There's no need. So you can play mini bridge without even, logging in or giving a username. That's useful. So click on mini bridge. Bashir will email you the link. And here you go. There are the cards. I'm just going to take you through this firsthand slowly. Interesting. So, yes, you play against 3 robots, and robots are great because they don't answer back. They would never criticize you. It can be a bit scary. One thing I wouldn't do is start playing bridge online with other people who already know how to play just yet, because there can be, some of them can be a bit serious, and beginners should really only just play with beginners or robots. Now, can you just choose the trump suit for me? Between north and south, which trump suit do you think we'd like to have? Which suit as trumps? What's the total between north and south? Which suit have we got most trumps of? I think you did mean spades, Claire. I do believe you. Yeah, definitely spades. We've got 8 spades between us, only 7 hearts. So we're going to play with spades. I'm just clicking on that. And how many tricks over 6? Well, I would advise you when you first start playing mini bridge to just go for like 1 over, maybe 7, or 2 over, maybe making 8. But yeah, well, how many am I going to go for? Well, shall I be ambitious? I'm going to go. I think I would advise you to go for 1 or 2. I'm going to be a little bit more ambitious and go for. Let's go for 2 over. Go on. Be a devil. So the robots lead, and now you click from north. So we just click on the 4 of diamonds. Second player play low, of course. They're winning with the king. That rather rude noise means they've won the trick. And we just click again. Again, the gold box tells you it's turn to play. And we now play second player play low from the dummy. And we win with the queen. Oh, good. We've won a trick. You see bottom right-hand corner, the opposition have won 2. We've just won 1. Now, it is a good idea to draw the trumps. So I'm going to do that straight away. I'm in this hand, so 3 of spades. Just by the way, there's 8 trumps out there. So we've got 8. Yeah, nice trump hit, by the way. 8. The opponents have got 5. So I'm just bearing that in mind. Well, third player play high, but I could play the king of spades here, but there's the queen of spades is out there somewhere. I think I'm going to put in the jack just to see if it wins. Here. It was a 50-50 gamble, that. Let's play. I think there's one more trump left, isn't there? Good. Now, let's see. Let's play a heart to the ace. Heart back to the king. Now, this is interesting. Because I've been playing bridge 40 years on and off, I know that 4 of hearts is a winner because they've followed suit 3 times. So I'm going to lay quite a lot of money. £1. It's my bet. There it is. There's £1, a virtual pound. Well, no, it's a real pound, not a virtual one. But that 4 of hearts is a winner. So let's just see. So you can definitely get a good feel for the online cards by doing this. We've achieved our aim. Don't worry about the score, it's irrelevant. but we've basically won. We made 10 tricks. So that's that. And then there's the second deal will come up for you. And again, you proceed like that. Just giving you a feel for the online cards, a feel for the game of playing dummy and declarer. So hopefully you'll be able to do that at a spare moment at some point. You play as much as you like in the coming 7 days before the next lesson. Again, this suit here, this next hand, sorry, you would choose diamonds. Yeah, 8 between you. Yeah, the diamonds are 8 spades, but diamonds are better. You'd go for diamonds. Yeah, and you can just start with 1 over if you like, just for the time being. Let's move away from that. So we'll say goodbye to bridge base. For the moment, I'm just going to come back to the classroom. So yeah, generally, if you've got 8 or more cards between you and dummy, then choose that suit as trumps. If you've only 7 cards or less, then I would choose to play without trumps, which is NT, no trumps. Yeah, as a general rule. And just choose one when asked about tricks and play your first card from dummy to get started. Just click on the cards, as I've been doing. Register for free. That's for any of your friends if they want to join for next week. And they can watch the first lesson in replay. Otherwise, that's the end of the show. It's 12:08 UK time. That's the end of your first lesson of bridge. Is Bashir there? He's not far away.
Well done, everybody. Well done, Jack. And a special thanks to members of Jack's regular classes who came to cheer on the new learners. We appreciate you guys helping invite and welcome our new learners to this fantastic game. Well done. This is a smart group, Jack.
They've started really well, actually. Shauna popped by as well to say hi. Hi to Maggie as well. Some of our regulars who've been with us a number of years now, actually, and Learn Bridge Online. So, yes, as you know, they play several times a week with a group online of fellow students. But I'm really pleased at how they've all got off to a great start.
Now, just one quick aside, learner to learner. If you're feeling confused right now, maybe it's a lot to take in at first, don't worry. It can feel like a lot, but Jack will step you through everything you need to know bit by bit. Is a very normal thing at the beginning to feel like it's a lot, but don't worry, you're in good hands. And yeah, I'll send you the link so that you can try playing that mini bridge before next week's lesson. And Jack, you mentioned it a little bit, but give us a little bit more of a teaser for next week's lesson.
Well, first of all, Bashir, this lesson is sponsored by paracetamol. There will be 1 or 2 people, quite maybe a few, who are feeling head spinning a bit, God, this bridge thing. But really, we do learn quite a lot in that first lesson. As I've said, the coming lessons, we consolidate. It only really starts. I always say this when I teach Bashir. The game really starts to make sense when you're holding the cards in your own hand, and making the decisions yourself, practicing playing out the cards. And this would be true online or face-to-face. But of course, they have got the, which you don't get face-to-face. Obviously the students can, use the replay, watch the video again. I wouldn't watch it today. I'd give it a day or 2, just to settle down. But in a day or 2's time, definitely have a look at the replay. But it only really starts to make sense. And this is very much an introduction, but you were saying next week's lesson is interesting. That's when we learn about the bidding. But yeah, so bridge would be a very boring game if, I just chose trumps randomly, myself for you and the others. So we've used this code called the bidding, which does take a little while to learn. That's part of the fun. But we'll look at that next week in a basic way, and we'll decide who chooses the trumps, basically.
Fantastic. Well, we all have something to look forward to. Again, keep an eye on that inbox. I'll send an email with a link to the recording so you can review it. It will also include a link to the worksheet for today's lesson if you'd like to download it and print it out. And, of course, a link to play mini bridge over on BBO. And what I'll even do for folks with us live, I'll just put that link right in the chat. But yeah, stay tuned. Folks with us live, feel free to click on that. Give it a shot right away. Play your first hand. You're playing against robots, so it's okay to make mistakes. It's always okay to make mistakes, right, Jack?
Well, robots don't answer back, which is great. And actually, the only way you learn in bridge is by making mistakes. You know, I mean, I've made loads of them over the last 40 years, and I still make the odd mistake now, but I would call it an error in judgment, of course. The teacher makes an error in judgment, which is a euphemism if I made a muck of that hand. But it is a tough game. I think most people know that bridge is a hard game to learn. But that's the attraction of it, Bashir. If it was Snap, I'm not sure I'd be teaching Snap. I'm not sure people would be playing it for longer than about 5 minutes. So yeah, it's going to be we learn at a nice gentle pace, consolidating what we've learned today. And as you just said, Bashir, it's really, if the students can over the next 7 days, play some mini bridge, just they can play it on their phone, on their iPad. Obviously, it's a bit bigger on a laptop or a PC. And also try and download the worksheet. Definitely that's a good aid, isn't it? The worksheet that you can download.
Absolutely.
2 pages of notes. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Jack. I know this was the second lesson that you taught today, so we'll let you rest up, but we appreciate you giving us the chance to really dive into this game. And for folks, especially if this was your first bridge lesson ever, whether you're watching live or you're watching the recording sometime in the future, we're so glad to have you with us. You can always reach me with any questions about Jack's weekly lessons here at LearnBridge Online. Just email hello@learnbridgeonline.com. I'd love to help out in any way, even if you just have any other questions about learning bridge. We all remember being there at the beginning, so we'd like to help out and get as many folks to this fantastic game. It's a lifetime of fun, lifetime of learning if you want it, and we get to make bridge friends from all over the world.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just to echo what you're saying, Bashir, the sociability, how many of our people from LearnBridge Online over the last 5 years have made friends. They play weekly online several times. And actually, some have been around to each other's houses and met up and made friends. Others have joined local bridge clubs. So the sociability aspect is fantastic. And it's just a great game that, can be played on all sorts of different levels. So I'm really excited about lesson 2 and delighted we've had so many in this class this morning. Learning bridge, but as I say, we've got another free lesson coming up next Wednesday, and then I'm sure you'll be giving them a special promotion to when they join when they start subscribing to the course.
Well, hey, please extend the invitation to next week's lesson 2. Again, I'll send the email with the replay of this first lesson. Even better than learning bridge by yourself is learning it alongside some friends. You'll have folks in the real world you can start playing with right away. So share this with your friends. Invite them next week. We hope to see you same time, same place here in the virtual classroom. I'll send another email and a reminder before then.
Great, Bajir. Yes, I'll be here next week. I'm already looking forward to it. I'm just delighted. Yeah, I'm always just delighted to bring new players into the game of bridge. Because it's given me such fun. Over the number of years, and also I just see what fun it brings to people. It really is a life skill if you can play bridge. The sociability, keeping your mind sharp, etc. So yes, I think I need a cup of tea now just to rest up a bit.
Well deserved, Jack. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack's mum. Bye.